me start this video by just saying I really like this car. But like any other car, it has its flaws. Some of them are minor, some of them are more major, at least to me. This wasn't a cheap car when it was new, so you'd expect everything to be perfect or close to perfect. These are some of the issues that I found or things that I just don't like about the car. This doesn't mean that I hate the car, it just means there are some things that I wish they improve on. I have made another video about this car that describes all the things that I do love about this car. Check it out over here. You should have a little card that pops up. After you watch that video, you'll see that I do really love this car. It has a ton of awesome features. It's really fast, looks great. The luxurious interior and heads-up display and all these things, they make a really good car. But now, let's get to the video and see some of the things that I really hate or don't like about this car. We'll start under the hood of this car. I like working in my own cars. I'm not a mechanic or anything, but I do like, checking things, making sure everything's working right. But this car doesn't have a dipstick. The only thing for the oil you can fill up the oil. You can add a little extra if you need to. That's about it. There's no dipsticks. There's no dipstick for the transmission, but that's understandable. Not many cars have that, but I feel like every car should have a oil dipstick. You want to check the quality, you want to see how much oil is left. It does have an electronic measuring sensor, I guess, but how can you trust that? What if the sensor goes bad? I just really wish I had a dipstick. I really hate that it doesn't have one. Before I talk about the rest of the list, I do want to talk about reliability. There are a few things that have gone wrong with the car. I had that hiccup that I made a video about where they showed me, system malfunction and reduced system power and all that stuff. I made a video about it, so you can check it out. But there's also a few things that really don't seem like it should happen on a fairly new car. This plastic or rubber piece, trim around the windshield, it came loose about half a year ago. I haven't really found a good way to replace it without having to kind of rip it out, or not really sure how to remove it because it's still pretty tightly bound here. I just think stuff like that shouldn't happen. I hate when things like that happen. Another thing that I hate about this car is the lack of exhaust note. It has a twin turbo V8 and it really sounds like it doesn't. I know it's the same exact engine on the X5 or on the M6 or even on the 650. It sounds really good. It sounds throaty and deep. On this car, it just sounds, well, it doesn't really sound like anything. It's very quiet. It does have a little bit of burble when you floor it and then let go, but you can't really hear it all the time. The car has really good insulation, so you can't really hear it unless you have your windows down. But I do wish, at least on startup or anything, that would give it a little roar, make you feel like you're driving a big V8 and not a small Econobox. The main thing that I hate about this car is actually the Bluetooth. I know it's not a big deal to some people, but I drive a lot in the car, so I want, sometimes I have YouTube videos on or just playing Spotify or whatever it might be from the phone. The Bluetooth just doesn't work. I mean, it works, but it just doesn't work the way you expect it to work. For example, I'll click on the video, right? So the video started playing. The phone is connected to the car, yet it's not playing through the car. So I'm gonna raise the volume, still nothing. So now what I'm gonna have to do is go to, let's see, radio, media, click on the phone again. Now it's connecting. The video is still playing, as you can see. Like, it should be playing through the car at this point. It says it's connected, but it doesn't. I'm going to raise the volume to make sure the volume's up. Now we're going to check the connection. Let's see. And yes, it is on the... Oops. It is connected to the car, so it just doesn't make sense. Why isn't it playing? So you pause the video, press play again. Now it goes back to the radio just because I paused. Alright, so I'm gonna switch to the media again. And now nothing. So what I'm gonna do is put radio on again, switch to media again. Still not playing my... Alright, I'm gonna... Oh, sorry. Gonna switch back to iPhone. So as you can see, the video's playing, right? I'll pause it. Switch to the car again. Now hit play. It's not playing. Now you be able. It shows it's connected, but doesn't play. Now let me stop the video. Now I'll put a random song on. Let's see. Just won't play. Now I'm going to try something else. So I will disconnect my Bluetooth on the phone. Turn Bluetooth off completely. So the car is disconnected from the phone. Turn it back on. Okay. Now wait for it to connect. Now after it reconnected, it's finally playing. My video cut off there, but basically I have to disconnect the Bluetooth and then reconnect it just in order for it to work. Sometimes multiple times, which I just don't think that's supposed to be working that way. If you just play music without connecting YouTube or any other services, it works most of the time. But whenever you switch any kind of services on the car, it just doesn't work. I hate that Bluetooth system in the car. My girlfriend has a 2019 Hyundai Kona, and it just works. You connect, it plays, whatever audio comes out of your phone just plays through the car, and that's how it should be. Now this one just doesn't make sense to me. So in this car, if you want heavier steering, right, you want to feel like it's a sporty car, you want to feel the road more, you have to put the car in Sport or Sport Plus. If your car is in comfort mode, you cannot have a sporty feeling, at least wheel, right? Why can't there be a menu in the navigation system, in the iDrive system, that just allows me to pick how heavy I want my steering to be? I hate that. Sometimes I just want to drive in, in comfort mode, take it around, going to work or whatever, but I still want to feel, I don't want that like finger lightweight steering, because it just makes me feel like I'm driving a Toyota Corolla from 2012 instead of a nice sporty car. So you have to put it in sport mode every time you want to have some feel in the steering, which isn't always the case when you're driving to work. Maybe you just want to take it easy, but still want that nice heavy feel in the steering. Make a menu where I can pick, how responsive my throttle should be, how heavy my steering should be. It shouldn't be an all or nothing option. Doesn't make sense to me. This could actually help the car in other ways too. Some people don't really care for heavy steering, and they just want all the benefits that come with the sport mode. They want the quicker throttle response, they want faster gear changes and all that stuff without having to deal with a heavy steering wheel. For example, when my girlfriend drives the car, she'd much rather have the light steering where she can go with one finger and steer the car, yet she still wants the sporty feel of a sport mode. Now, the next few things that I hate about the car are actually not that important, and I knew about them before I actually got the car. One of them would be the MPG, like obviously this is a twin turbo V8 and it's a very heavy car, over 4,500 pounds. It's not gonna have great fuel economy, so I normally get about 16 and a half, which obviously isn't great, but that's kind of what you go into when you buy one of these cars. Another complaint is this white headliner. I just really don't like when it's so white or light color. It's not white obviously, but like a brighter color. In my previous car, which was a BMW 335 coupe, everything was black on top, and the car just felt cooler, and the car, I don't know, it felt, you felt more, you know, with the car. And I don't know, this feels kind of cheap, and you know, like this is all plasticky and not even material. I don't know, I just really don't like it. Now, this last one is not a big deal because I just use my phone most of the time, but I really wish I could send an address from my phone to the car without having to use their app or having to plug in the phone. I know Apple CarPlay does that, but this car doesn't have it, and I'm not sure if newer ones do or not. Just wish I could easily send addresses to the car from the phone. So these are the only complaints that I have about the car. Like I said, I don't hate the car. I actually really like this car. But you know, if you're looking for one of these and you want to see what some of the things that people find annoying, this would be it. Thanks for watching. You know, subscribe for more car videos. You have a new car to reveal in probably a week or so, so stay tuned. See you next time.